as we mentioned, such a great start there for Santi. His voice was even going after that exciting match, an historic moment, as Paco mentioned, in the San Siro, having that goal. How big was this moment for Santi, Jose?
It was big. Cristina, you mentioned 2 goals in his first 2 Serie A games. In the last 30 years, only 2 other players have done that for AC Milan. Andrei Shevchenko, 1999, and Christian Pulisic, 2023. When they acquire you in the winter, like in this window transfer, you have to perform right away. You have to deliver goals. And that's exactly what Santi Gimenez has been doing since he joined AC Milan. First game, an assist. First 2 games in Serie A, 2 goals. And he already has this connection with the crowd, which is great. He already established this connection with his teammates. You know, you see Leao hugging him, Zlatan saying great things about him. He has started so well for AC Milan. Now he has to sustain it over time, you know?
It's difficult because Jose is absolutely right. When you're a transfer in the winter transfer window, you're expected to come in and immediately produce results because more often than not, they're quick fixes. That's what he's doing, but he's going to find out that in Milan, if you're not up to snuff, they will let you know. Curva Sud, the fan base, we've seen in the past them pull the players in and try to intimidate the players. The fan base is like nothing else. The amount of attention you're going to get there because your Milan is something else like he's never experienced. He didn't do so well. Feyenoord, the first game, the opening game of the Champions League. The next day in the papers in Milan, in Italy, they were crushing Santi. That's the narrative. So when you come in, you have to produce. He's got the pressure from Zlatan Ibrahimovic of being his first real bullet, the first real signing in this new era under Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You have to produce. And he's a player that's come in and produced. And let's be honest, this wasn't a great game. This game in 0-0, they're probably crushing Santi Gimenez again. But he does what all great goal scorers do. He's at the right place at the right time. He smells the play, and he finishes it off. But they were playing against Verona. Verona's the worst defensive team in Italian football. One of the worst defensive teams in all of European football. Top 5 leagues, I think they're the 3rd worst defensive team. This wasn't a great opponent. This wasn't a great showing. And I still have the same worries I did for Santi Gimenez now as I did a few weeks ago. And even more so today because of the players that you have in that front four, the new Fab Four, if you will, with Santi, with João Felix, with Rafa Leao, and with Christian Pulisic, how they can coexist and function together. I still have my doubts because up until that goal went in, this was an atrocious match.
You mentioned that he still has a long ways to go to truly prove himself as a Milan player. This just started for him. Are you as worried as Herculez just mentioned?
Yeah, I agree, but it takes time, you know, it's a process. Like this game against Hellas Verona, in the first half, he would make every single run, but he couldn't connect with his teammates. João Felix, he played an awful game. I don't know why Conceição just gave him this, put him in the starting lineup already, and he hasn't been able to perform at the highest level. So it will take time. Herculez, he played the position, so he can tell you better than me, but it takes time to connect with the players. Like the goal he scored, he was at the right time, at the right place. All he had to do was to put it in the net. That was a great combination between Gimenez and Leao. That was amazing. And Santi Gimenez was at the right time, and he was able to score. They took the W. He gained more confidence. And now this game against Feyenoord, it will be key for him because just think about it. If AC Milan goes out in the UEFA Champions League this early in the season, they are 7th in Serie A. Most likely, they will not qualify for the next year of the UEFA Champions League.
Right.
So it will be a long season for him, for Zlatan, for Conceição, for all the players.
Yeah, you just saw Juventus move up in the rankings. They just beat Inter Milan. So now you've got a direct rival who just leapfrogged you, if you will, or created more distance. But this is Milan. This is Milan in the current years, or the past few years. Yeah. They were 19 points away from Inter last season, Inter's winning season. That same season, they were bounced out of the group of death in the Champions League with Newcastle, with PSG, and I'm struggling to recall who the other one was right there. But they struggled. And Dortmund, who was the other one? Dortmund's the other one. And they made it to Europa League after that and struggled in Europa League. So this isn't the Milan of old where they dominated Italian football, where they're constantly threats in European football. They're going to struggle until they get the right type of chemistry. Up until, the transfer window ended, they were still looking for a center back. They were still looking for more depth pieces. So this is very much still a work in progress. And my worry for Santi is that the cohesion, that chemistry in that front four, we're calling it should really be a front three, is going to impact his overall product.
Right, but I think the atmosphere at the end of the day is going to really benefit Santi Gimenez, because when he goes from club to country, it was much different when he went from Feyenoord to the Mexican national team and all that pressure and the flip-flopping of the media opinions as well.